Before I answer your question, why don't you give me a little rap? Let's see. Let's see what you got. Come on. Do you need like a little beat?
Yes, I do.
No,
Actually.
go ahead. Come on. What were you just rapping? What?
I was just talking about Sue Boy, by the way.
Well, that was good. So, look, let's be honest. I won't know what it means.
Yes.
Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to Just a Summer Tournament. We're getting into this next match, the second to last match in round of 64. It is going to be Darkhechiser versus netkingsucks. A little bit of a far seeding, so it'll be interesting to see how this one goes. Here we go, into this match. Into the roles now. So we're gonna see what these players decide to do for protects and lanes. So Dark going to be winning the role, so they will be getting the option of protecting or banning first, and they will be protecting first. taking Ellen too. Going into the production bans for maybe wanting to ban one of the Ellens and maybe go for one rice. I think Ellen, rice 3. So it's kind of going with what I said. Maybe banning Ellen 3. Kind of what I was thinking. And a rice 4 ban. And we're going to be seeing Ellen 1 be chosen immediately. So we're going to be seeing the coronation pick. It'll be interesting to see. I haven't really seen this pick be chosen so far in the streams I've done. And here we go, going into LM1. Our coronation pick is going to be a fairly lengthy pick. One of the longer ones was in the pool. Quite excited to see how both players score on this. I know Dark is quite good when it comes to Ellen, but can struggle a little bit on the accuracy in terms of like coordination stuff. But they are quite good when it comes to more physical, more faster ones. And we're gonna see it miss on the side of Netking. Unfortunately going to Netking, which is going to only further the lead on Dark's side, but they've already reached that score cap, so lead just mostly acting as a cushion for Dark at least. Yeah, it's going to be really unfortunate. Seems like they're struggling on just the coordination factor. Yeah, they're really struggling quite a bit. This can be very unfortunate and also really hard to recover from, but they still have their picks, so it's not completely over just yet. But it is something that is something worth noting. So here we go. As we go into this next part, we're slowly building back up into the chorus. Dark still holding onto the combo, although lowering the accuracy a little bit from the start into that 0.50 range. Going into the 0.40 range now though, gonna be really scary for them in terms of just accuracy, but they still have quite a lead, so not gonna really matter too much. If they keep that combo and stay in the accuracy, they'll be just fine. They have a 70k lead. And another miss, unfortunately coming from the team, as they're gonna drop again. Let's make sure it bumps out a little bit, but here we go. Going into this next part, which is going to get a little bit harder. Really much that Netking can really do in a part like this. And going into the final chorus. They're going to be still holding on to that combo, although there actually is still moving down to the .30 range. So they're going to be wanting to stay in the actually where they are. But so continue on, the lead kind of going to the 100Ks. Yeah, this ending coming up right here, not going to really be much of a challenge. There's this outro here, and it's going to be a 100K lead coming from Dark, which is going to give a 10,000 lead though only. There we go. Netking struggling quite a bit on this. Gained 10 times the rates basically. But Dark managing to hold on. Yeah, we're gonna go into this next pick now. And Rice 2 would be an interesting pick to go into. Dark is quite good when it comes to the jump stream aspect. And can do have really strong ratio here, so could be a little bit scary Net King's side, but we'll see how they do. Here we go, introduced to our jump stream stamina pick. Here we go. Gonna see how both these players do. Starting off pretty similar in terms of accuracy. This could be a close one, but it is only the beginning, so we'll have to wait and see how both of them do in terms of consistency as well. We are in a bit of a lighter section as well, so that could also pose maybe a little bit of trouble for Dark in terms of hacking, potentially. But they're holding their own quite well right now. And here we go. Going into the first course here though, but we start seeing that King dropping quite a bit at start. Still in that .80 range. I think that like 993 range. Ooh, unfortunate drop on the side of the King. Only gonna push that lead further towards Dark's side as they start to reach that combo cap though. Here we go. Continuing on though, so far lead extending towards Dark's side a little bit more. So nothing too crazy, at least for now. A little bit of a break here before getting right back into the jump stream. Start holding their accuracy and just dropping ever so slightly, but not even by that much. Okay, here we go. Going back into this final section here. We're gonna see Dark holding onto their accuracy, trying to gain back into that .80 range, but still gonna be having quite a lead compared to Netking. Netking still did quite well, still in that 99 range, just that unfortunate miss, and then just showing on the accuracy as they drop once again. This final section here, and there we go. The 993 coming from Dark. It's gonna be another 10k score lead in favor of Dark, and he's immediately going to go to Hybrid 2. Gonna be our Jack-based timer. For both these players to ready up though, but this is probably going to be another scary pick for Netking, just given how L1 went, and this pick does require quite a bit of coordination as well. But here we go. Slowly building up to that course, but you start to see the semblance of this pick slowly build up. These long node signs that kind of built their way in. Here we go. As you continue on though, Dark in that .80 range. Netking falling behind with the high 98. Not getting any misses so far yet though. So doing a lot better compared to L1, but still struggling a little bit on the accuracy. See them do quite well so far. I think not could really trip this players up too much yet. It's more so just the same pattern that they've been seeing throughout. But as we continue on, the King going in to gain a little bit of accuracy though. There we go. As we reach the ending though, it is looking like another 10k score lead is going to be going in favor of Dark. Reaching that, ooh, a little late right there, but they're going to be in, I think, 993 range. Unless that grade breaks them to 992k. And 5 grades coming from Dark, but still a really good score. Maybe that 10-to-1 ratio. Netking doing pretty good as well, managing to hold on to their combo. It's going to be their pick though. We'll have to wait and see what they go for. And go for Rice 1. Be our speed pick. So it's going to be a little bit on the controlly side. At least just because it is speed, and speed tends to be quite figure controlling. But it's going to be a short pick, but it's going to be quite daunting just because of how continuous it can be. But here we go. Looks like we are going into this pick now. Here we go. It's gonna be an interesting pick to see. I know Dark can be quite good at single streams. I'm not too sure how Netking will hold up on something like this one. We're short a little bit on race 2, but this is a shorter pick, so it might be a little bit more beneficial for them at least. Only that 990 range though, so definitely doing quite better. They're starting to drop a little bit of their accuracy as the speed section starts to kind of continue this road. And the score lead starting to become 10k, so it's going to be another huge lead for Dark here, especially as Netking is starting to let it actually fight a bit here. It's quite a scary situation to be in, but not going to be really too much that Netking can really do at this point, as we're starting to get into a little bit of a break part here. Slowly going back into this final speed section right here. There it is. Dark still in that .80 range. Let's see what happens here, but it looks like it's going to be another 10k score for Dark. We'll add up to that 40k lead and bring him to his pick as well. And immediately going into LN2. Oh, they are stamina element. But as we're continuing through this pick in the beginning sections, the King starting to lower the accuracy quite a bit. I was about to say, I was a little bit worried that they might get a few misses, just given the nature of the chart like this one. We're going to see that lead climb more towards Dark's favor. It's going to push that King into a very scary situation, as Dark is going to be able to get 8,500 score on this one, just given that it's a protect. But we'll have to wait and see how things go on. But given this is another lengthy pick, this is going to leave more room for Netking to drop some misses on. As we continue on to this next course here though, lead's only just extending more for Dark's side. This don't really do much though. But as we're continuing on, Dark dropping a little bit of accuracy right there. But still holding on quite well. That King's just holding on to their combo right now before we go into the next break section. We'll build up right here before we go into the final chorus here. As the lead's gonna grow a little bit more on the dark side. But thankfully for Night King, they are holding their combo a little bit better on this one. So I guess it's mostly just the coordination factor that's giving Night King quite a bit of trouble. But they're holding quite well on a pick like this one. Another miss on the side of Night King, which is gonna push that lead only further towards the dark side. But not gonna really do much besides give Dark more of a cushion. But he's still holding onto the combo, so it's not gonna even matter. Let's continue on. This ending right here though, gonna give Dark a 992 and 8,500 score lead. But it is going to be Net King's pick now. I don't really have too many options left. We have Rice 3, Rice 5, Hybrid 1, and Hybrid 3. But they're going to go immediately into Rice 3, their Protect, which is going to stall the match just a little bit longer. Going into our Abrasive Tech pick. Let's see how both these players do. This could potentially maybe work out for Net King. I guess it mostly just depends on his accuracy and if he's able to hold combo. But that Sunny Burst is going to be a little bit deadly for him at least. But as we continue on though. So far, this being the closest that we've seen both of them be at least for the beginning section. Yeah, so far Night King's actually holding on quite well. Well, let's see how this next section treats them. It's the closest pick that we've seen so far. They're able to hold on to the trickier section. See a little bit of app drop from Dark though. But not gonna matter too much, as they're still holding the lead on this, and they still have the lead from earlier. There we go, going back into this section right here though. See Dark's accuracy dropped quite a bit, but still holding on to a quite strong lead. And moving into this basically last section right here. There's just these last few seconds before things start to come down quite a bit. Yeah, and then this last section right here, which is gonna not really do too much for either of these players, but a little, I think, drop from Dark. But that is gonna conclude the match, yeah. Okay, just gonna conclude this match right here. So GG will play to Dark. They will be moving on to the winners bracket, and then King will be moving down to the losers bracket where they still stand a chance. Well, we'll have to see where they go from here. I have the bracket mostly set up here, so we can take a look at it. They're going to be going against Pizza Boy next week. Could be an interesting match. Very interesting to see how that one goes, but let's see if I can figure out which one they're going into. I think I passed on. Oh yeah, they'll be going against Wikian. So it could be a pretty interesting match to see, but I'm just going to conclude things off. We are going to have Showcase in about half an hour, so stay tuned for that one. We have one match, it's from 13th seed. But I've been your commentators know, and I'll be seeing you in about half an hour.
Get this doggy moving.